I have been hanging on to these amigurumi projects for quite a while, hoping that I could salvage this video idea. But you know what? It is time to call it and move on. I want to talk to you in case you happen to see these at the Dollar Tree too. I found these amigurumi kits and they are pretty basic. You can tell by the photos, you know, they are kind of a little bit wonky. That's the reality of Dollar Tree products. These were $1.25 when I purchased them. Let me go ahead and show you here. The first one is like a little teddy bear. Right there is a pink bunny. A little dog. Dinosaur. And then this is my favorite, this little unicorn with a comically large head for the body. You can probably tell that 3 of these have not been used and 2 of these have been used. I'll show you what's become of it. If you've been around a little while, you'll know that I'm just not a huge fan of amigurumi. Like, I think they're adorable. I love seeing other people's ones, but when it comes to me doing them, I've tried a few simple ones and it's not that they're too hard, it's just not really something I enjoy. I think for me, some of it is I don't have a purpose for them. So, you know, I don't do craft shows. I'm not really planning on it. My daughter's grown and I don't have grandchildren yet. So for me, I'm just like, cute stuffed animal, like it's adorable, but I just don't have a need. I mean, even my niece and nephew are like 19 and 20, so it's just not happening for me. Going into this, what you need to know is that, number one, I'm not super experienced at amigurumi, but I have been crocheting for a while and I would consider myself like an advanced intermediate is probably how I would classify myself. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like expert level, but I can pretty much crochet about anything I want. So, you know, some things are a little more difficult and my attention span isn't always the greatest. So for me, I'm gonna be honest, I usually pick projects that are a little below my skill level just because it's easier for me to focus on. Crochet isn't hard for me at this point anymore. So I'm not a beginner. And what I can tell you is that this project is not for beginners. And I'll go into that in just a second. Another important thing though that I want you to know before I start showing you these projects is that I did try. I wanted this to work out. My original plan for it was doing just like a show and tell, like, hey, these are what I got, this is what I made, these are how they turned out. Then it had to kind of evolve a little bit and I was like, okay, so this is what I bought, this is how it worked with the supplies they got me. And then I thought, what if I could do, like take it a step further and be like, here's how I made it better. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not having the drive to take it to that level. I wish I did, but it's hard for me to push forward on making something that I don't really have a use for, when honestly, I would just like, I love making myself hats. You know, I love making myself scarves. So for me, that's really where my heart is with those wearables. So yeah, I've decided I am just going to give up how I wanted it to be and just show you how it happened. These kits, they do give you supplies. So there's a plastic needle, which is pretty much kind of useless. It is extremely flimsy. I mean, you could just snap it right there, but you know, it's what you expect. You get yarn, you get stuffing, you get a crochet hook. It is plastic. It is super flimsy as well. It's not made super great, so I don't really know what, like there's no way to know what size it is or anything. There was some safety eyes. There's an instructions sheet is what it says is in here. So again, this is what it is supposed to look like. I was doing okay for a little while, but I ran out of yarn. Came so close. Like I had one ear done right here. And then you can see I was even like trying to cut my tails and like get any little tidbits together, but I only got this far on the next ear. So not even close at all. So I'm gonna hold on to his little ears and I'm gonna show you what he looks like here. I started out and my tension was definitely too loose. I learned very quickly, you can see by the time we got up to his head, that I did have to go much, much tighter with my tension. It was like not a sew together piece, it was a all-in-one. You can see the little safety eyes, how tiny those little eyeballs are. This is definitely not a project that you would want to give to a small child either. Put my little scraps and my little bunny back here in the plastic. What I really want to focus on here is that on their instruction sheet here, there's like this whole side is basically dedicated on how to make your magic ring. So they put a ton of effort into how to make a magic ring and like how to do a single crochet. Okay, if you don't know how to do those two things, you should not be working on this project at all because the instructions are in diagram form. I know that a lot of people don't or cannot read diagrams, and it's only something that I'm mildly familiar with, and I do kind of like them. Like in some ways, I've seen patterns that are actually way easier to understand by diagram than they are the way the person wrote it. So I'm not against diagrams, but if you're a beginner or like if you're a teenager like learning to crochet or anything like that, you are not going to understand, you know, what those circles with X's mean. Because for me, I mean, I had to concentrate, I had to go back, I really had to work to get this to go. And then also to get like his little body, because I'm not well versed in amigurumi, to make the legs and to figure out how to do those, and you know, for it to be a no-sew pattern and starting at the bottom, that was a newer concept to me. So there is no way that a beginner could do this based on the instructions or the type of project. So let me show you the little bear. I mean, again, you can tell they look a little bit wonky by the by the label. Like that's probably the warning sign right there, right? And this had all of the same supplies in it. They seem to go like overboard on the stuffing that they give you, but then your yarn, you barely have enough, or you don't have enough to get by. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I had at least gotten one finished, but I didn't. This is in like various states as well. Again, instruction sheet, first page telling you a magic ring and single crochet. And then again, it is a diagram. So going to be very difficult for a newbie. This one was also harder because it did have more sew on parts. I learned off of the first one that my tension had to be tight. And that's hard when you're working with, this is like the cheapest of the cheapest yarn. It really is. You have that cheapest of the cheapest crochet hook that is like bending as you're using it. But this is how far I got on the little bear. I did get the snout. I think this one was start at the top and work down. Like maybe you start at the head and work down. You do his little snout separately there. And I don't think I did terrible with the snout and with the eyebrows and the eyes. I really don't. Here are all of his appendages. So I've got the legs that I did here to start out with, and those have to be sewn on. And they're supposed to go kind of in front there. And then his little arms, so you do have like the little yellow sleeves right there that would go on there. And then he has ears, which I did not make. And again, in my mind, I was like, wouldn't it be great? But I just don't have the desire to finish them or to make them on my own. I honestly believe that you could take these patterns and use better yarn, use better hooks, use better safety eyes, and complete them. But that's not really the point, because then you're basically just paying $1.25 for the pattern and it's not written well. I believe that by spending probably $5 on Etsy, you could probably find, you know, amigurumi patterns that are written well and have been tested and have reviews written about them for probably only like $5. You know, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, it doesn't matter. Not that anyone needs a warning to stay away from Dollar Tree craft projects. I mean, I knew in the back of my mind, like, there's probably a good chance I'm going to struggle with these. I thought it would be kind of neat to check out. I also thought, you know, this isn't bad information to put online, because I think for any of us who love crochet, you know, we're shopping, we're out, we're grabbing cleaning products or whatever we get at the Dollar Tree, and you wander. Some Dollar Trees carry yarn, so you might be perusing that, and then, you know, you see this little thing and think, you know, I'll just throw this in the cart for my child or my grandchild and we'll get started. So I kind of just wanted to have a review online for anybody, like if they're thinking about buying this and they want to search it, I'm going to have this video up, you know, just as a warning. Is it terrible? You know, it's not the worst product ever made. It wasn't like a complete failure. I'm just saying that there is no way at all, under the laws of physics, that a beginner or someone learning to crochet could complete these, and certainly not with the supplies provided. So if you're wanting an adorable unicorn, tiny little amigurumi, are you really saving anything by buying this pattern at the Dollar Tree in this kit? No, you're probably not, because I think that you probably have better supplies in your own stash, and, you know, for a couple bucks more, I think on Etsy you're gonna find something that works better. Was it mildly entertaining? You know, not for me. But maybe for somebody else, like if you love amigurumi and you love a challenge, maybe this would be a great challenge for you to go through and buy them, try to complete it with their supplies, and then make your own with your own supplies, and show how much better it can be. I would watch that video. I would watch it in a heartbeat to see how you did. So if somebody makes that video, please tag me in it so I can watch it, because I'd love to see it. I did see a video, I think it's called AK Crochet. I will link the video down in the description box because I don't want to say it wrong. But I just saw the video today where she had gotten a kit from Dollar Tree, and it was for a keychain, and it was like a little pink whale. The project looked, I know it doesn't seem possible, but even smaller than these. How does it get smaller than this? But it was smaller than this, and hers did turn out pretty cute. I think that since it was a small piece that didn't require like appendages, I think it might have worked better. In hers, there was actually a metal crochet hook, but I think the other supplies were about the same. So she shows you what it is, she does the project, and then she gives you a little bit of a review, just how she kind of changed what she needed to change on it. So I'll link that below if you want to check that out. So it's possible that the Dollar Tree has improved some of their kits since I bought these. I have not been back for a while, so I don't know what's in there. But this is my honest review, what I think of the Dollar Tree amigurumi kit. I mean, I would give these like a 1 out of 5 stars, or like a 0.75 out of 1 stars. So that's it for my review. Not for beginners. 1 star. I wish it could have been a funner video. I really do. But I've decided it is time for me to stop what I'm doing, not have it sitting in my pile of whips to do, not have it drag me down. Time to move on and make more projects that I do love. So thank you so much for, I wouldn't say letting me vent, but but definitely just for sitting with me, letting me talk about these projects and share my findings with you. Thank you so much. Bye.